up, everybody? Thank you for coming to another one of my entrepreneur videos. And in today's video, we got the homie Alex from, hey, what's your business name?
Stockton Car Wash.
Stockton Car Wash Detailing. How long you been doing this?
Man, we're going on three and a half years almost.
3.5 years. You're making average $2,000 a day, but of course, roughly, but of course, you know, you got what, 2 vans?
We're actually at 4 functional vans right now.
4 vans, you got 4 employees. Dang, bro, you're making it happen. But in this video, you're gonna get some free knowledge on how he runs his business, how he grows it, and his goals. You ready, Alex?
Do it, man.
All right, man. So the first question is, how'd you start your detailing business like 3-4 years ago?
It's crazy, man. So it all, you know, it came out of nowhere, to be completely honest. It was never planned. Like I mentioned earlier, I was actually recently graduated from college. I went to USC in Los Angeles. Was in a completely different field, wanted to go into medicine. I wanted to go to medical school, and I was hesitant about it. I wasn't 100% sure that I wanted to commit to that. And I come from an entrepreneurship background. My mom, had a small business growing up. Her family did as well, and so I knew I had it in me, man. I just didn't know what I wanted to do at the time. And one day after watching one of your videos, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna try this. And so I went on Instagram, creating account. The first thing that popped up in my head was Stockton Car Wash, so that's what I named it. DM'd like 200 people, offering free car washes. I think it was 250 people. It was to the point where Instagram thought I was spamming, so they like logged me out.
Yeah.
And you won't believe it, where it is, no one responded, man, except for one person. One person. People started trickling in slowly afterwards, but within the first 2 days, almost no one responded. The first person that actually did respond was Benny Sullivan, who is a real well-known YouTuber out of Stockton, and he had a music video the next day, and he said, come by in the morning and wash my car. So we did, man, and we had no equipment. All right, I literally loaded up a $30 pressure washer that I had found on OfferUp. Any chemicals that I found that we would use to wash our personal cars, and hooked up to his water and made it happen, man. And that's how we started. From there, jobs started trickling in, and it became a weekend thing for a while, and then we got busy, and then it became an everyday thing, Monday through Sunday.
There you go, man. There you go. Now, of course, we were talking earlier, and your family was helping you out first, your brothers, and then you start growing. But at what point were you like, I need to hire help?
Man, that's a good question, Reyes. It's tough, man, because you always, when you're a small business, you want to maximize profits, right? And so a lot of the times, what I found myself doing, I know what a lot of detailers do, is like, well, screw it, I'll do the job and I'll keep the money versus hiring someone, right? But you get to the point where, because you want to be 100% involved with every single job, now you're missing out on the administrative side of it, right? Now you're not responding to messages as quick as you should be because you're out in the field working. And so for me, man, it was a constant battle. I was working super long hours until it got to the point where it became really, really stressful and honestly unhealthy, man. We're up at 1, 2 in the morning responding to messages. And I figured that, if I start hiring more people, then that's going to alleviate some of the stress from the actual jobs, to where I'm going to be able to focus on like customer service, right? Because obviously stuff starts to lag, man, because you're only one person, so you can only do so much. So it was at that point where I could no longer handle it all myself that I decided to start hiring people.
Yeah, man. I mean, the best time to hire someone is when you just can't do everything yourself anymore. Exactly.
And it's funny, man, because you reach a point where it's a small leap, right? Like a leap of confidence that I have to take. Once you take it, it's like, bring them all on, man. I'll hire, as many people as I want. It's not gonna, we're just gonna keep growing. It's part of the scaling process. And a lot of people don't understand what scaling is. It's so difficult to do when you have a business.
And another thing you mentioned was, we're talking earlier where you and your brother, back in the day, you could knock out $1,000, $1,500, but because you're growing, you have more overhead that you're not making as much, right? How do you feel about that? Because I mean, that's scary, bro. You're trying to make more money, but you have to spend more money. You have to get more bills, more expenses. I mean, how do you handle that?
it's super counterintuitive, man, because you think, okay, so if me and my brother, when we first started, we're doing, if we were doing 10, 12 cars a day, times 100, 150 that you were charging at the time, that's good money, right? And we were taking the majority of that home because we own the vans. The only overhead we really have is gas, insurance, products, and that's pretty much it, because the rest, we don't have an actual physical place. So it's counterintuitive to think that now if you're doing, 30 to 45 cars in a day, that you're making less money. And like I was saying, it's part of the scaling process. You have to understand that, yes, initially you're making less money, but once you kind of go over that little leap of balancing how many employees you have versus how many vans you run, then that's when you're going to get to the point where it's like, okay, now it's going to start plateauing and it's going to go uphill now. You know what I mean?
I got you. And your role in your business right now is owner operator, meaning, you own everything and you manage employees, but you're still out there cleaning cars. What's your goal, Alex?
Yeah, man, let there be no confusion, man. I think the operator, I highlight the operator because I'm out here, man. And, out in the sun, we're at a job right now, and it's 93 degrees here in Northern California. It's hot, man. And I think that needs to be highlighted. Is I think if you want to have a successful business, you have to be involved, man. You can't just be behind the scenes, especially in a job like this where, things go wrong, and if the customer isn't happy, you got to be there to try to fix it. But what the goal is, man, is I'm going to keep being the owner operator as long as I have to. And as we continue to scale, obviously the operator is going to start to taper off a little bit, but it's only normal. You can only do so much. And I think once we reach that point where I have to just be behind the scenes, then I think we're going to be in a good place.
And when do you think that's going to be? When you have 8 vans, 15 employees?
It's crazy, man. I mean, I guess time will tell, honestly. Right now, I used to work 7 days a week. Now I'm out in the field anywhere between at least 4 or 5 days, minimum 4 days. The other days I used to kind of do the administrative side, to send a lot of the billing out, because we do a lot of commercial vehicles like fleets and stuff. So a lot of those companies don't pay you immediately. You have to send them an invoice, and that's a whole other process. Getting the quarterlies done, bookkeeping, that's a huge thing that no one talks about. That I was terrible. I'm still terrible at it. I'm still kind of learning and hiring people on that end, right? You have to hire people to wash the cars, and then people accounting, bookkeeping, stuff that's going to keep you out of trouble, because you got to pay your taxes and do all that stuff. And that's a whole other side that I'm ignorant. I know nothing about it. And so that within itself is a learning curve as well.
Let me ask you, how are you getting your customers right now? Is it word of mouth? Is it repeat customers? Or are you posting ads and advertisements out there?
Yeah, man. So, when we first started, 100% of it was Facebook and Instagram ads, right? Promoting the post, word of mouth. Now, honestly, I want to say between 80 to 85% are repeating customers, right? So they're customers that we have either on a weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly schedule. So they're set in schedule. So we go out to them on any given day. We'll go out there and service their car. We still do a ton of Facebook and Instagram ads as well, promoting posts. TikTok is massive right now. I think it's super underrated, man. The attention there is crazy. We went from 0 to 260,000 followers in less than 3 months. So that was good. Yeah. So we get a ton of work from there. People see the brand and they'll recognize it. They'll take pictures and we'll repost. And more than anything, be engaging with your audience, man. Is responding to comments, responding to messages, even if it's other detailers who so there'll be times where, oh, can you come help me do this job? Like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, can you come out? I was like, yeah, for sure, man. We'll work it out. So just having a good community, basically. And investing in those ads, man, because I think it's underpriced attention.
All right, man. That's what's up. So let's talk about prices, Alex. What's your cheapest package you offer?
The cheapest base price that we're doing right now for a standard car is $80.
And what does that consist of?
That's your standard exterior wash, tire shine, wheels, and then your inside vacuum and wipe down. That's for $80 for standard car, $100 for SUV or truck.
Let me ask you, why did you choose that pricing? Is it to be competitive, or have you noticed that's your sweet spot for your customers? I've
never looked at it as a way of being competitive, Reyes, to be honest, man. And if I'm being completely honest, I never base my prices off of competitors, right? So honestly, I can tell you, I have never called a business and said, how much do you charge, to try to try to match or compare it to that. I've always gone off of, you know, I started when we started washing cars, I was charging $20. You know, my first customers can tell you that it was $20 for a car, $35 for a truck or SUV, and that was based off of what I thought our work was worth, right? The equipment we had. Now we have, you know, fully equipped vans. So obviously your prices are going to get more expensive, and you know, if you're too cheap, you're going to be too busy to the point where you can't get to all the jobs. So if you're a little bit more expensive, you do less cars, but you're making the same money. You know what I mean? Or even more. And I think it does set you apart from other detailers, right? Because I think that's what a standard wash is worth on our time, right? And then you have to obviously do the math on how much money do I have to make to pay the bills, to make sure, you know, my employees are paid right, because I like to pay them really well, because it's hard work.
I got you, man. I got you. And what's your most expensive package?
The most expensive option has to be probably the ceramic coating. For a truck SUV for a 5-year, it's $3,500.
And I'm curious, when you first got started, you know, how did you learn how to detail? You take a couple classes? Did someone teach you? University or YouTube?
For real, huh? No, man, it's interesting. You know, I don't hold a single certification in anything, and I'm self-taught. I taught myself on YouTube, watching videos. Honestly, TikTok taught a lot. I'm still learning, man. By no means do I know it all. But if I don't know it, and it's something that, you know, you could potentially mess up a car, then I just simply, I'll let the customer know. I don't know how to do it. I'm not familiar. Wet sanding, for example, right? A lot of people try to do wet sanding as part of a detailing job. I stay away from it. Send it to people who actually know what they're doing. But to answer your question, man, I'm self-taught. I mean, you know, YouTube, a lot of videos, and just trial and error, man, is the best way to learn, is to actually try to do it.
All right, man. All right. Alex, you've gave me so much free knowledge on your business that whether there's someone out there who wants to know more about you, give you a follow, where can they go?
They can find us on Instagram, on all social medias, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, at Stockton Car Wash. And you can visit our website, stocktoncarwash.com.
There you go, guys. I'm gonna put everything in the description below. Alex, thank you so much, man, for jumping on this Zoom call. And like I said, spreading that free knowledge on the detailing game, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you, man. I'm glad we finally were able to sit down and have a conversation.
Finally, it took a while. Yeah, appreciate the patience. But if you guys enjoyed this video and you want to see more, press the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye, everybody. Bye, Alex.
Take care, man. Thank you.